welcome to our weekly spiritual guidance for this week of March 7th to the 13th of 2022. My name is Christy Ramirez and I'm your soul coach, and this is a special show series provided by my spiritual counseling TV network. So if you definitely like these series and you've been watching these daily on my YouTube channel, then you're really going to enjoy the exclusive content which is available when you become a member. You can check out more information at christyramirez.com/TV, and there is a current March sale, so you definitely want to check it out. Try it out, and you're gonna see that all of the extra content that I do, which is usually therapy sessions, I have women's content there too, lots of just exclusive discussions that are gonna benefit you on your spiritual journey. It's gonna educate you more about what this is all about, what you might be dealing with. Maybe you can find the answers in one of those videos. And if you definitely feel like you need more personal guidance, that's what booking a soul coaching session is for, which I am also currently available, and there is a sale also on my sessions. So you can go to christyramirez.com/booking if you want to book a session today, and or maybe later if you're not ready yet, that's okay. But I really do feel that all of us are needing to seek that help from somewhere, and this is about admitting to ourselves that we need help. And it requires deep honesty and transparency with self, and also those that you're going to ask help to, right? So, example, if you're needing help with your spiritual journey, maybe you're dealing with a personal issue that is blocking your evolution, you from moving forward and growing on your journey, then that's where you need to seek a mentor, a guide, a coach, right? That's what I do as a soul coach, is I help you to continue to progress on your soul journey. And I really do feel like this is a huge theme this week, because that's what we talk about in today's video, right? Is the theme for this week. There is this sense of honesty and vulnerability and almost like humbleness that requires in seeking help, right? And this is available. That's the thing, it's available. It's just having that humbleness to seek that help, and that's for you to decipher what it is that you need help in your life with this week. But it's going to take you to the next level, and that's what we're all needing this week, is really reflecting on what it is that we need to change or add to get to the next level, which is reaching the top, right? That's all of our goal. In whatever goal that you are after at this time, whatever dream you're trying to achieve, eventually you want to be the best at what you do. And in order to be the best at what you do, yes, a lot of the hard work behind the scenes happens behind the scenes, right? It's about the day in and day out practice, but there still needs to be that extra help to take you to that next level, which is like that little, almost like a one step only. Like you can get from point A to all the way to point 90 by yourself through hard work, a lifetime's work. But in order to reach that last 10%, that's where we need help. We need to collaborate, right? Because we can't do it all alone. And yes, like I'm saying, we can do the majority of the bulk of the work alone, because that's our own effort, that's our own art, our own skills and talents that need to be developed actually on a solo level, right? But it's that last 10% that's going to help you almost like get it out there. Whatever art you're working on, whatever project, whatever business, that's that 10% that we don't have the expertise in. And that's the kind of help that I'm seeing this week, that we are seeking. Okay, that's a little bit of one of the energies, because there's other energies as well. So we are here gathered. It's actually Sunday evening as we are here, and I didn't expect to actually film these videos this evening. In fact, I usually film these during the day, which it just happens to be, today was a weird day almost. Like I felt like the day just flew by. I had so many house chores to do before, and I was almost like, I took the whole Saturday to just rest. I really needed to rest. I had a spa day. I watched my spirituality retreat, and it was so healing. And I woke up very rejuvenated, but I did sleep in a little bit, and my body just couldn't wake up earlier. I put my alarm. I usually wake up very early on Sundays, but my body just couldn't. So I feel like this is part of the energy, because this is all this intense purification that we have been undergoing with this new moon in Pisces that we had last week. I talked more about that energy in that retreat. You might want to watch it if you haven't already. And this is like this continual purification that happened all this weekend, right? Because right now we're in the energy of next week. And this is why I feel like it was a little bit prolonged today. And I'm filming this very cozy, sitting by my fireplace. I'm staring at my fireplace right now. So it's a very cozy vibe. And even if I would have come here earlier, the daylight, because I'm a very daylight person, and I like to film more during the daylight. It's only like some extras that I do at night. But it wasn't still going to be daylight. We weren't going to get that natural light because it's pouring outside. And the sky is actually very gloomy today on Sunday. So it was all meant to be as it should be, right? And thank God I still have great lighting here in my studio. But sometimes I like to use the daylight, natural light, right, to film, especially when it comes to these daily mornings, because obviously these are daily morning videos that you listen to in the morning. So I like to have that natural light. But for some reason today, specifically in this week, I feel like it's going to be more of like an evening week. And I feel like this is a little bit of the energy, right? I feel like because of the weather, there's almost like tears, you know. I did feel like this melancholy feeling all this morning and even towards last night. And this is like this mourning that's happening from whatever it is that we're letting go in order to bring in more of the new. And this is this new life, this new self, this new partnerships, everything that's building up. It requires first the letting go. And I feel like this is one of the final weeks of this. I really do feel, because, you know, this mourning can't be prolonged all year, right? Eventually there needs to be a point where enough is enough. We need to move on to the next phase of your life, because that would just take away precious time from this life that you're living. And we can't take life for granted, right? Every living moment that we have here is to be taken with gratitude, and is for a purpose. So we're meant to do great things with it. It's not about wasting time. I never waste any time in my life. You know, you can see from the time that I woke up today, I have not stopped. There's just so much to do still, even after I finish filming these videos, that I'm probably not going to get to sleep like very late today, because there's just so much more to get done. And I know things need to get done today on Sunday. It's not things that I can do tomorrow. Some things I can, but there are certain things that you have on your to-do list for every day. And this is a huge metaphor for our life, which is why the mourning of the old life, the old self, whatever nostalgia you've been feeling, because I feel like this is what's coming up, whatever traumas that we've underwent for divine reasons, this has all been divine intervention. I feel like we've been shaken a little bit in our stability, what we thought was stable. But when we flip it around almost sideways, we start to see a higher perspective, and even a better perspective, a different perspective, right? Think of yourself like if you're caged, right? You're in a spiritual cage, let's say, and you've been viewing life from one angle, which is upright angle. And then all of a sudden this cage gets flipped sideways, and you're forced to flip your bed, you're forced to flip your stance, to now start seeing, again, get upright in that new position, right? Because if not, you're going to fall over. You can't stay sideways. You can't just float, right? So you need to adjust yourself to see clearly again. And I feel like this is what's happening this week. It's this adjustment. And even this weekend, I felt it last night. There was adjustments being made. I was doing a lot of physical adjustments with yoga yesterday night. And I feel like this is more metaphoric now. Making the necessary adjustments in our lives, our routine, the way that our relationship dynamics are playing out. There are major adjustments that are going to happen this week. And it's going to shake your stability, maybe even your home. It's going to shake your stability. That's the word. It's going to shake. And so I feel that this week we're definitely going to be shaken up with these adjustments needing to be made. And it's nothing to be afraid of. And, you know, it's just going to be something for the better. And we might not have perhaps realized how much better also it's going to feel, or you're going to be able to interpret that situation, right? When you flip the perspective. And it could be about past situations as well that we're being asked to reevaluate perhaps how we told the story about that particular event or that interaction, whatever scenario has been coming up for you, maybe like as a trigger or as a memory or as a nostalgic feeling. It's for a reason, right? Because this is what's needing to be healed. This weekend I actually filmed a live stream, which is just going to be a weekend thing now from now on. And this week's theme was what needs healing for true love to come in. And I feel like part of this healing process is this readjustment in our life, making the necessary changes, but also the readjustment in perspective, our mindset. And this is all going to clear the way for true love to come in, for our dreams to manifest. This is a great manifestation season that we're in because of all of this inspiration that we are receiving, right, from higher beings, from source, from our angels. And our angels are everywhere. And yeah, just go with the flow, because I feel like it is going to feel a little difficult, even a little challenging to try to keep up with everything that needs to get done. These are not things that are simple to-do lists. These are like major changes. Like think of like when you're redecorating your house or you're building something new in your house. These are like major changes, right? Because this is not something that you do on a day-to-day basis. This is not your regular routine. There's things out of our routine that we're needing to adjust because they need to get done, right? We can't keep postponing them. You know, I can tell you in my personal life, last week, the reason also why I kind of had to not film, I only filmed the necessary things, which was these daily videos and the live stream on the weekend, kind of to close it off, because all my extra time was spent on redecoration. I've been redecorating, reorganizing, restructuring my home, my studio, my office, because these are things that we do at the beginning of the year. These are things that almost have been like a little bit procrastinated, but not really, because it's always done at the right time. And I've almost gotten like the best picture now of how everything needs to be reorganized, restructured, and it shifts the energy as a result. That's why feng shui is so powerful. You know, the journal that I wrote for this year, which is my spiritual guidance and gratitude journal, I always do like a monthly guidance, and I know that that journal has not been published yet. There's been technical difficulties with publishing that journal, so I'm not sure if it's going to get published, but if it is, it's going to be this March, right? Because anything later will be just too late. And so I still read over that journal though, and everything that I wrote for January, February, and March is so in alignment with what we're all dealing with this March. And I feel like it's almost been like combined as well, because everything that was for January couldn't all get done in January. It was just too much, no time, right? You know, January was one of the busiest packed months of the year for me as well, because there was a lot of like new year content to be filmed, edited, uploaded, and all of that takes time. And then I had to kind of take like the last 2 weeks of January almost to like just recharge, and I just did self-care retreat weeks because I had to recharge. It was like filming nonstop. And so then come February, it was like an extension of that self-care, while now like beginning to launch my women's content, so I've been focusing on that. And then this March, like almost like the end of February, it was like now it's time to take a look at this, and I've been working on that. And I'm excited because there's upgrades happening to my office as well, even to how it's decorated. And I'm excited because a lot of it has been done already. I want to say like 90% of it. Now it's just that final touch that I have to fix, which is the last 10% of it. So that, I feel, is the energy for this week. Continue to take it easy on yourself. You know, we can't do everything every week, right? You're gonna have to say no to some things and prioritize what's on your top list, right? There's a lot of priorities that I have right now that are time sensitive. You know, I'm working on a certification on the side, and this is time sensitive because exam date is already due, is already set in date. So I can't just leave that part of my priority list and just like leave it on for whenever I have time, right? this is time sensitive stuff. So like I said in my live stream, for the next month I'm gonna be so busy, no time for anything outside but just my mission and getting those other projects on the side done, because they're time sensitive, right? So I feel like this is again what's also needing to be readjusted, are these priorities. What are your priorities? Make sure that you are actually prioritizing them and not leaving them for last. And if you, and I'm not saying like leaving it for last during your day, because for example for me, sometimes I like to get like the most important things done actually in the night, in the evening, because I feel like everything is more silent, even my mind. Because when I'm in the daylight, I'm like just non-stop. I'm a very day person, I'm a very daylight person. So for me, it's like action during the day. During the night for me, it's just more like starting to unwind, almost like reflection time. I do a lot of my great writing during that time. Most of my great edits are done at night as well. All of my edits are done at night because it's just like a creative time. And you know, sometimes when we get really deep as well in these filming videos, they come out better at night as well, like towards the evening. So again, everything happens for a reason, right? Because I feel is that the world is silent, and I feel like this is also what God is intervening in us light workers' life. Whatever has been a distraction or an outside chaotic noise that is disturbing the mission, it's gonna be either stripped away, shut off, or closed the door on, because this is a priority at this time. It's this lightwork mission. There's a lot going on in the world that is more that seems to the eye, that more than meets the eye. It's not all what's portrayed out in illusionary media, you can call it, right? Because that's again what media is. It's illusionary. Now some things are literally happening worldwide. Some news do just report facts, right? But again, we still need to take that with a grain of salt and almost like read between the lines. And there's always spiritual meanings as well between that. And that's where we're almost being revealed for those who are interested in knowing the truth as well, right? Because there's people who live their lives that don't really care. And I feel like there's this wrong mentality, because I feel like there's like a group of people that are almost like now living a hedonistic life because of this whole pandemic. Like it's almost like taking them off their path, the spiritual path, or maybe they've never been on the spiritual path and they're not interested necessarily on cultivating that, because maybe they might be aware of it. But it's not just being aware of the spiritual journey that counts. You actually need to put work in it, right? It's not like you can't just expect to like pay for graduate school and then just attend class and not do any of the work. Not only are you not really going to learn, you might be listening, right? But you're not really absorbing it. Once you leave that room, everything that you just heard is just went out the other ear, right? That's the power of like taking notes, for example, actually doing homework that's going to make you critically think about what you just heard. So that way, remember that when we teach or when we repeat, we relearn that material and it gets learned internally. And I feel like this is a metaphoric, again, we're talking in metaphors today, okay? I feel like there's this group of people that's just like listening to it and not really absorbing it. They might be aware of the journey, because obviously this is not occult material anymore. This is not secretive material, right? It's actually very trendy to talk about the spiritual journey. There's a lot of people on the spiritual journey, and it's just very popular amongst even the younger generation as well. And of course in the older generation as well, in like their own niche, right? Because these are people that perhaps have been interested for a longer time. But there is a young generation that's also interested in this, and even artists are bringing this up into their artwork, whether they're musicians, whether they're writers, whatever it is that they are, they're bringing in that spiritual touch to what they do. And so this is good, right? And I feel like that's where the other category falls. These are these people actually doing the work and not being afraid to share it as well, because they might be like, you know, when you share these spiritual gifts with the world in your artwork, you have to let go of that fear, a fear of judgment, basically, what people will think, because this is not something that everybody has the gift, or even everybody might be aware of, right? There might be the naysayers, there might be those people who either don't agree or don't know what you're talking about and might not kind of like want to see you as normal in a way, right? So like artists that talk about this almost like don't want to seem crazy, I guess you can say, right? Because this is something that if you're not on the journey, if you're not experiencing it, then you can't really resonate with it, because it's impossible, because you have no idea what it feels like until you're actually in it. And when you speak to other people who are on the journey, they just kind of get you because they've already been through that, or at least something similar, or at least energetically they feel what you're feeling, right? So it's like, it's a much easier, graceful conversation than trying to have a conversation with someone who's either not awakened, not on the journey, or just very in denial about the journey, which can also happen, right? So this is also what's being readjusted. The people in our life, the people who we talk to, what can we talk to certain people about, so that, you know, you don't waste your energy in a way as well. Because there's people that you can talk to them all about the journey, and we can never force them to awaken, right? So all of this is coming to light, being revealed, and take how it resonates for your life in particular. But this is all coming up for redirection, reflection, and making sure that we are on the right path with the right people, with the right focus, with the right mindset, and with the right thoughts, right? Because again, keeping our thoughts positive during these times is more important than ever, because this is a very sensitive manifestation time. And the more positive that we keep our thoughts, everything else around us will be positive as well, including the people that we attract, because we are in that positive vibration. So we want to make sure that we maintain this vibration, and we do this through our health and wellness practice, our spiritual practice, to keep us in alignment, body, mind, and spirit. That's what my health and wellness brand is for. It's at a par, right? It's like parallel. You work on your journey, but you don't want to get lost on the journey. You also want to stay grounded, and you want to be able to be healthy, going up and down, right, between the spiritual realms and the earthly realms. And we do that by eating healthy foods from Mother Gaia to connect us again to the very earth. Yoga, which aligns our chakras, helps us to connect to spiritual guidance as well. And meditation, not only for connection, but it's also for almost like purification of our aura. A lot of breath work goes into my meditation series. So every single one component of my body, mind, and spirit health and wellness brand is for a divine reason, and none of them can be discarded. All of them have a reason to be performed and followed daily, right? So make sure that these health and wellness practices fit into your daily life this week, because whatever it is that we're doing, I feel like this whole March is a very action oriented, and I feel like this action orientation is towards change, readjustments, restructuring, reorganizing, redoing, to make it better, to set the tone for the rest of the year and even the rest of our life, for this new life that we are creating, we're currently manifesting and building together. And that's the energy for this week. So yeah, that's it. I have a little surprise for you all that I will be revealing tomorrow. Make sure that you follow my Instagram page at Crystal_Soul Coaching for more live stream videos, more content, more extra little videos here and there. My TikTok account as well, I'm always posting little extras here and there, and so much more as well on my other Instagram pages. And of course, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you like to get the notifications, make sure that you click the notification bell. And if you just like to watch these videos whenever it is that you are ready, then don't click the notification bell, but definitely do subscribe, because I will benefit from getting more subscribers, and it's gonna benefit the journey, the mission that we're all here, and the business that I'm trying to create for all of us here today. So thank you all again. Go to my website, CrystalRamirez.com, for more information, all my exclusive content. If you want to book a personal soul coaching session as well this week, all of it is there. Thank you again for watching today's video, and if you resonate with the energy for this week, if you feel like this is what you're dealing with, or you want to share some of your experiences that come along with the energies that I've mentioned here, definitely comment down below, drop a heart, share this video, and I would love to get to know you. So thank you all, and I'll see you all next week. And of course, for today's daily morning spiritual guidance for Monday, namaste.